Hello, everyone. Welcome to the U.S. Immigration News. In past years, international travel for green card holders was relatively simple. You packed your bags, brought your valid documents, cleared customs, and returned home. But in 2025, that has changed. Under the second Trump administration, the landscape of immigration enforcement has shifted dramatically. What once felt like routine travel is now full of unexpected risks, expanded travel bans, invasive airport inspections, new policies targeting certain countries, and even pressure to give up your green card altogether. Whether you're planning a vacation, visiting family abroad, or traveling for work, you need to know this. The moment you step onto a plane, your lawful permanent resident status could be at risk. In this video, we'll walk you through the 4 biggest risks facing green card holders who travel in 2025 and what you can do to protect yourself. If you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. Let's start with something that once shocked the nation, the return of travel bans. During his first term, President Trump issued a sweeping executive order that banned entry into the U.S. for individuals from several Muslim-majority countries. That order included restrictions even for some green card holders, forcing families apart and leading to chaos in airports across the country. Now, in 2025, his administration is again using travel bans as a tool for immigration control. A proposal is already circulating to expand these bans to 43 countries. This includes nations in the Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, and parts of Central America. Many of the countries on this list have large immigrant populations living in the U.S. as permanent residents. If you are a green card holder from a country on that list, or even one being considered, you could face serious problems when trying to return to the United States. You might assume your green card protects you. After all, lawful permanent residents are supposed to be allowed back in. But under certain executive orders, green card holders have been stopped before. You may be pulled into secondary inspection, delayed for hours or days, or in extreme cases, denied reentry entirely. Never assume you're exempt from travel restrictions. Always check current executive orders and propose travel bans before leaving the U.S. If your home country is involved, speak with an immigration attorney. Being proactive could prevent you from getting stranded abroad. The next major risk is what happens when you land back in the United States. As a green card holder, you are not automatically guaranteed reentry. You are still subject to inspection by U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP). In 2025, that process is becoming more aggressive. Here's how it works. When you arrive, you'll go through primary inspection, where an officer briefly checks your documents and asks a few questions. Most travelers are cleared here, but if something in your record, your travel history, or even your country of origin raises concerns, you'll be referred to secondary inspection. In secondary inspection, the questions get deeper. Officers may ask about your job, your address, how long you were abroad, and why you traveled. They may ask to see evidence that you still live in the U.S., such as utility bills, leases, or pay stubs. They may even search your phone, laptop, or tablet for evidence of where you've been and what you've been doing. Secondary inspections can take hours. You might miss your connecting flight. In some cases, green card holders are detained overnight, or longer. Most alarming of all, some officers have been pressuring permanent residents to sign Form 1407, a form that gives up your green card voluntarily. You heard that right. Officers have reportedly asked people to surrender their permanent residency right there at the airport, without a lawyer, without a judge, and often without full understanding of what they're signing. There are cases of elderly travelers, people with limited English skills, or those coming off long-haul flights being told, if you don't sign this form, we'll detain you, or you're not allowed back in. This is not hypothetical. One case involved an Indian green card holder pressured into signing away his status after a long overseas trip. Another viral story featured a traveler from Laos who was told, incorrectly, that her green card wasn't valid because she had held it for less than 2 years. She was misled into giving it up. Let's be very clear. You do not have to sign Form 1407. If you are placed in secondary inspection and pressured to give up your status, you have the legal right to request a hearing before an immigration judge. Don't let fear or confusion force you into making a life-altering decision. The consequences of signing that form are irreversible. Another increasingly risky factor is how long you've been gone. Green card holders are expected to reside primarily in the United States. That means the U.S. must be your actual home. If you travel abroad for extended periods, especially 6 months or more, it raises a red flag with CBP officers. Once you've been out of the U.S. for more than 180 days, the government can start presuming that you've abandoned your residency, even if you always plan to return. Even if your home, job, and family are in the U.S., officers at the border will ask for proof that your ties to America are still strong. If you've been gone longer than 1 year and don't have a reentry permit, your green card can actually become invalid. A reentry permit is like a passport for your green card. It shows that you had permission to remain abroad for an extended period, whether for work, family, medical needs, or other reasons. Without that permit, you could be stopped at the airport and told that your green card is no longer valid. And again, you may be pressured to surrender it. So what should you do? If you're leaving for more than 6 months, gather strong evidence of U.S. residence, tax filings, bills, employment records, and home ownership documents. If you're planning to stay abroad for more than a year, apply for a reentry permit before you leave. And if there's any doubt, speak with an immigration attorney. A short conversation now could prevent months of legal battles later. Finally, let's talk about criminal records, even old or resolved ones. Many green card holders believe that because a case was dismissed or because it happened years ago, it no longer matters. But in immigration law, that's not how it works. Even an arrest without a conviction can trigger detention at the airport, and if you've ever pleaded guilty, even to a misdemeanor, you could be placed in removal proceedings. Under the current administration, immigration officers are encouraged to scrutinize green card holders with past legal trouble more than ever before. If you're not sure whether your past record could affect your immigration status, do not travel until you've reviewed it with a qualified immigration attorney. Many people have been blindsided by legal consequences they didn't see coming because they believed their case was behind them. So with all these risks, is it safe to travel as a green card holder in 2025? Yes, but only if you prepare. Here's what you can do. Make sure your green card and passport are valid for at least 6 months beyond your travel dates. If you're planning a long trip, especially over 6 months, prepare a folder with evidence of your U.S. residence, lease agreements, bills, W-2s, pay stubs, and tax returns. If your trip will exceed 1 year, apply for a reentry permit at least 180 days before departure. Consult with an immigration attorney if you've ever had criminal charges, previous visa issues, or long absences from the U.S. Save your attorney's contact information on your phone in case you're stopped at the airport or border. And above all, do not sign Form I-407 without legal advice. That form gives up everything. And that's all we have for this bulletin. The U.S. Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the U.S. Immigration News Channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.